thoughts. I am Priyanka and I'm back again with my new chapter that is from the book BLOOSOM, and the chapter is Princess September. William Somerset Maugham, 1874 to 1965, was a British playwright, novelist, and the short story writer. During the after the wars, he traveled to India and Southeast Asia of human bondage and regarded as Maugham's most important novel. His important works include The Razor Edge, The Moon, Sixpence, etc. The present text is an adapted version of a short story of same name. Princess September, the daughter of the king of Siam, was very unhappy. She was weeping alone one day in her own room when she was a little bird hopping. Then the little bird began to sing. He sang a beautiful song all about the lake in the king garden and the willow trees reflected in the still water. When he had finished, the princess was not crying any more. That was a very nice song, she said. Would you want me to live with you? Said the little bird. Princess September clapped her hands with delight. Then the little bird hopped on the end of the bed and sang her to sleep. When she woke up the next day, the little bird was still sitting there, and she opened her eyes. She said, "Good morning." She stretched out the first finger on her right hand so that it served as a perch. The little bird flew down and sat on. Then she went through the palace and called on each of the princes in turn. And for each of the princes, the little bird sang a different song. The princes were jealous and visited September together. "Well, my dear," they said, "your little bird flies in and out just like he likes." They looked around the room. "Where is your bird now?" they said. "He has gone off to visit his home," said September. "And what makes you think he'll come back?" asked the princess. "He always does come back," said September. "Well, my dear," said the princess, "if you take our advice, pop him into the cage and keep him there. But I like to have him fly around the room," said the princess. "Safety first," said his sister ominously. They got up and walked out of the room, shaking their heads, and they left September very uneasy. It seemed to her that the little bird was away a long time, and she could not think what he was doing. He might forget her, or he might take a fancy to someone else. Suddenly, September heard a tweet tweet just behind her ears. The bird had come in quietly. September felt her heart go thump thump against her chest, and she made up mind to keep her no risk. She put up her hand and took hold into the bird. The bird was quite unused to it, so he suspected nothing. He was surprised when he was carried towards the cage, put him in, and shut the door on him. He hopped up on the ivory perch and said, "What is wrong?" September said, "Some of Mamma's cat are prowling around about tonight, and I think you must be safer out there." "Well, just for this much I don't mind," said the little bird, "so long as you let me out in the morning." He ate a very good supper and began to sing, but in the middle of his song he stopped. "I don't know what the matter with me is," he said, "but I don't feel like singing tonight." "Very well," said September, "go to sleep instead." So he put her head under his wings and in a minute was fast asleep. September went to sleep too, but when the dawn broke, she was wakened by a little bird calling her at the top of his voice. Wake up," he said. "Open the door of this cage and let me out. I want to have a good fly while the dew is still wet on the ground." "You are much better off where you are," said September. "You have a beautiful golden cage." Let me out," said the little bird. "You have 3 meals a day, and you have been nothing to worry you from morning till night, and you can sing to your heart content." The little bird tried to slip out the bars of the cage, but he could not. He beat against the door, but of course he could not open it. He began to cry again. "Let me out, let me out. I have only put you in the cage because I am so fond of you," said the Princess September. But the little bird stood in the corner of the cage, looking out at the blue sky, and never sang a note. Why don't you sing and forget your trouble? Said September. How can I sing? Answered the bird. I want to see the trees and the lakes and the green ice rice growing in the field. If that all you want, I'll take you for a walk, said September. She picked up the cage and walked down the lakes around which grew the willows trees. She stood at the edge of the rice field and stretched as far as an eye could see. I'll take you out every day, she said. I love you and I only want to make you happy. It's not the same thing, said the little bird. The rice field in the lake and the willow trees look quite different when you see through the bars of the cage. So she taught him home again. She brought him home again and gave him supper, but he could not eat the things. The princess was anxious. Perhaps he'll have got used to this cage, but tomorrow, she thought. After the next day, when she awoke, she cried out, "Good morning," in cheerful voice. She got no answer. She jumped out of the bed and ran to the cage. She gave a startled cry, so that the little bird lay with his eyes closed. Eyes closed. She started a cry. She opened the door and lifted him out. She gave a sob of relief, for she felt the little heart was still beating. Wake up, little bird," she said. She began to cry, and her tears fell on the little bird. "I cannot sing unless I am free, and I cannot sing, I die," he said. "That's then take your freedom," the princess said. I'll shut you in the golden cage because I loved you and wanted to have you all myself. But I never knew it would kill you. Go fly away among the trees that are round the lake and fly over the rice field. I love you enough to let you be happy in your own way." She threw open the window and gently placed the little bird on the sill. "I'll come because I love you, little princess," said the bird, "and I'll sing you the loveliest song I know. I shall go far away, but I shall always come back, and I shall never forget you." Then he opened his wings and flew away with its blue. September kept window open day and night, so the little bird might come into her room whenever she wished. Thank you.